But in audio obtained by the Roy's report, Evans pressures the couple to submit to Joanie, claiming she has godlike authority.
And submission means she's the voice of God to you. And I said,
I'm sorry, can you clarify? She said she's the voice of God to me?
she's the voice of God.
So God's voice is...
So I have to hear, I can't hear from God, I have to hear from her?
Outside of Daystar. What she says is God in Daystar. This is the voice of God in Daystar.
So what accountability does she have if she's off?
Well, she has a husband. She has a board.
I'm on the board.
Yeah, but you're not, individually, you're not her accountability. Individually, you're her employee.
And this is Jonathan on Doug.
So there is a deception from the beginning with their relationship, that he didn't disclose to his clients that he had been divorced and that he was dating my mother until after they had seen each other for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And so again, a relationship is built on deception. And then here's the other thing, is Jimmy Evans and my mother, he was the one that basically gave the spiritual approval to this marriage. Jimmy Evans never talked to Lisa, the ex-wife. He only got one side of the story.
Right.
So that was very troubling. And then we were barred from speaking to Lisa. You know, they just said, you know, you don't talk to her or whatnot. So,
you know, I'm going to be spending full time now in endtimes.com. I pastored for many years. I transitioned from pastoring to do XO Marriage. My wife and I had a television program, a daily television program for 25 years on every Christian network. And we transitioned that to our son about 7 years ago, but I've still been a part of the XO Ministries. And so this next year, in early 2025, I'm transitioning out of XO to do endtimes.com full time. And I'm very excited about that, to be able, because I've had so many things on my plate for so long. And now endtimes.com, Tipping Point Ministries, is going to be the focus of my ministry going forward. I pray for the rest of my life. I love Bible prophecy.
What's your favorite things about Lisa?
Oh, she's got the purest heart I've ever met. I mean, it's just, she loves and serves with excellence. Everything she does with excellence. You know, she's an amazing individual, creativity-wise. She's an amazing mom, and she runs our company. You know, we just bought a 20,000 square foot building for a counseling center. That's a lot. She runs it like a home. I mean, people just like her because she's just got this kind of like, how can I help you? Heart. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just easy.
That is so much like my Joanie.
Oh, thank you.
After dedicating more than 3 decades to XO Marriage, Jimmy Evans has unexpectedly announced his departure. But the question on everyone's mind is, why now? Evans has long been a trusted name in Christian marriage counseling, helping countless couples build God-centered relationships. So what would make him step away from the very ministry he helped build? Is this just a peaceful retirement into prophecy work, or is something darker unfolding behind the scenes? The timing couldn't be more suspect. His decision follows a storm of backlash surrounding Daystar Television and Joanie Lamb's controversial remarriage to Doe Weiss. And complicating matters even further, Evans' own show on Daystar has mysteriously disappeared. Was this a case of Evans cutting ties before he got dragged under? Some believe so. Allegations suggest Evans played a role in pressuring Jonathan and Susie Lamb, Marcus Lamb's children, to back Joanie's new marriage, even when the union raised major biblical concerns. According to a leaked audio recording released by investigative sources, Evans went as far as calling Joanie the voice of God at Daystar, a statement that outraged many believers. Let that sink in. Not a figure led by God, but the voice of God herself. In early 2025, Evans made his official announcement. He's leaving XO Marriage to fully dedicate his efforts to endtimes.com, his ministry focused on biblical prophecy. In a video message to his followers, Evans said he's excited to transition into this next phase of ministry, stating that endtimes.com and Tipping Point would be his only focus moving forward. I've carried a heavy load for years, he said. Now I'm shifting to full-time prophecy work. I love teaching on the end times, and that's where God is leading me. Sounds innocent enough. But critics argue the timing raises more questions than it answers. At the center of the storm is a now viral recording Evans. reportedly urging Jonathan and Susie Lamb to fall in line with Joanie's authority. Despite the couple's objections, pointing out the questionable circumstances of Doe Weiss's divorce, Evans appears to sidestep those concerns and instead insists on full submission to Joanie's leadership, portraying her voice as divine within the Daystar organization. In the clip, one person questions, "If she's the voice of God, what accountability does she have?" Evans replies, "She has a husband. She has a board. I'm on the board. But outside of that, she's the voice of God in Daystar." This shocking exchange triggered thousands of comments online, with many accusing Evans of turning a blind eye to scriptural truth in favor of protecting alliances. Viewers were especially disturbed by the way he dismissed Jonathan and Susie's biblical concerns. The situation only spiraled from there. Doe Weiss, now Joanie Lamb's husband, had previously praised his ex-wife in public broadcasts, calling her the purest heart and crediting her with managing both his household and their counseling center with excellence. Yet, in just a few short years, he divorced her and remarried Joanie Lamb under suspicious circumstances. Jonathan Lamb, Joanie's own son, accused Weiss of deception, claiming he didn't disclose the divorce to his counseling clients and started dating Joanie in secret. Even worse, Evans allegedly never spoke to Weiss's ex-wife before giving his spiritual endorsement of the new marriage. Critics say Evans failed in his pastoral duty, choosing not to hear both sides of the story and instead championing a relationship mired in secrecy and spiritual confusion. Adding to the chaos, Daystar removed an entire talk show episode featuring Doe Weiss, prompting accusations of a cover-up. All of this casts doubt on Evans' true motivations for leaving ExoMarriage and distancing himself from Daystar. Some believe this is an exit strategy, a calculated move to protect his name and future ministry from legal fallout or public disgrace. Others point to Daystar's declining financial health as a motivating factor. With revenues falling and viewer trust dwindling, insiders speculate that Evans saw the writing on the wall. Could this explain why he suddenly focused on building endtimes.com, his own platform, separate from Daystar's reach? Let's not forget, Evans has a long history with the Lamb family. He was involved during the fallout of Marcus Lamb's alleged extramarital affair and remained loyal through the years. Now, with Joanie remarried and Daystar embroiled in controversy, Evans' dramatic exit raises eyebrows. Was he trying to protect Joanie and Daystar or protect himself? There's even more. Allegations have surfaced suggesting that Evans may have helped suppress internal abuse claims within Daystar, including disturbing accusations involving family members. Whether directly or indirectly, critics say he stood on the wrong side of accountability. In another instance, he reportedly discouraged Jonathan and Susie Lamb from speaking with Doe Weiss's ex-wife, cutting off crucial context in favor of a one-sided narrative. This repeated behavior, sidelining biblical wisdom in favor of relational loyalty, has severely damaged Evans' credibility. Many believers now question whether he can be trusted to lead any ministry at all, let alone one focused on the complexities of biblical prophecy. Meanwhile, Daystar's future remains uncertain. With mounting controversies, a shrinking audience, and possible internal chaos, it appears the network is in serious decline. And Jimmy Evans, once one of its most visible leaders, may be getting out while he still can. He's already removed his show from Daystar. He's already announced his complete departure from ExoMarriage. It's not hard to imagine that a quiet break from Daystar altogether is next. Could this be why Evans is now going all in on endtimes.com? Is this a reinvention or a retreat? Either way, Joanie Lamb may soon be left holding the bag. She might continue pointing to Evans' past approval to justify her marriage to Doe Weiss, but if Evans is stepping away, that endorsement could lose its power. And if Daystar collapses, the ripple effects could reach far beyond one ministry. This moment is not just about one man leaving a ministry. It's a test of accountability, integrity, and the role of spiritual leaders in times of crisis. So now we ask you, do you believe Jimmy Evans truly left to follow God's call into prophecy? Or is this a strategic escape plan from the controversy consuming Daystar? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because these are the conversations the church must be brave enough to have. Until next time, stay rooted in the Word, stand for truth, and never compromise righteousness for reputation.